Hello and welcome to the circuit of Zandvoort. Over 25,000 spectators saw the Dutch Supercar Challenge during the Easter races. The Supersport 2 and Sports divisions are ready for their first championship round at the Dutch seaside track. Yeah, it couldn't be better, of course, for the second round of the Dutch Supercar Challenge. Lovely weather, and we have an impressive starting grid this year. We're all very excited. The Dutch Supercar Challenge is well known for the open regulations that allow for different customized car brands to compete against each other. From Spain, the front-wheel drive Seat Leon Supercopa is one of the cars to beat this year. From the United Kingdom is the mid-engined Lotus, and it's back with a vengeance. Also, the Dutch Seiko sports cars are aiming for the title in the Supersport 2 class. The nimble Renault Clios are here for the win in the sports division. But it all comes down to beating BMW, the championship winners in both divisions last year. And these are the cars, of course, and these are the riders. The Monster Brothers aim high this year, with a win in Saturday's race, again with the Seat. Indeed, we're back with a brand new and improved Seat. This model has a sequential gearbox, and the performance of the car is obviously great, as we won on Saturday. The strong point of the Seat is the cornering speed. In a straight line we don't have enough power to keep up with the others, and during the start of the race it's a bit of a slow starter. But once the tyres are fully operational, we have better handling than the BMWs. One of the direct competitors are Koen Bogaert and Mark van der Aa. They came in third in last year's Sports Championship. This year they aim for the Supersport 2 trophy with a new and improved BMW 1 Series. We've entered the Supersport 2 class this year with a 132 GTR, and that's of course the 3.2 M3 engine. A lot of power and a great car to drive. We hope this will be the key to winning the championship. This Beamer's strong point is the engine power. The Seats are better in the slower corners due to their front wheel drive. And we of course have the traction on the back wheels, so it's a bit harder in some corners. And of course the Lotuses are making life very difficult as well. The young BMW drivers take on the Supersport 2 champion of last year, Pieter van Zoelen. Van Zoelen dropped out of the race on Saturday, so he's determined to fight his way forward. Well, that's not going to be easy, as the Lotuses are very fast as well. Luc de Kock from Belgium is back with his 211 GT4, and he had an excellent start of the season with the second place in Saturday's race. Lotus has always been my dream car, and since I can't make it into Formula 1 anymore, this is the best option for me, as it is an open car. It's a Lotus 211 and originally a GT4 spec car. As we are driving in the Dutch Supercar Challenge, we've updated the car to meet the power-to-weight regulations. This makes it a very competitive car. Okay, Luke, what is it then that makes it so competitive? The handling of the car is amazing due to its low weight. This means that we can brake very late, much later than the competition, and the mid-engine gives us a good cornering speed. So what he means is basically well-known Colin Chapman philosophy. Ford is also back with the silhouette models. In Supersport 2 it's the Mondeo V6, and in sports class it's the 2-litre Focus. They will take on the 2-litre Renault Clios. Yeah, we're competing in the sports division with two Renault Clio 3 cars. I'm driving the same car as Rob Neiman, team owner of Spirit Racing. It's a great car to drive. The engine lacks power to keep up with the competition, but the low weight means that we can brake very late, and the handling is of course very good. It's time for the main race of the Dutch Supercar Challenge. And it's a sunny afternoon. We have a beautiful pace car in front of the Dutch Supercar Challenge, the Savage Rival, an open sports car, cabriolet, supercar, well, whatever. Anyway, Dutch Supercar Challenge on Motors Television. We're on board the Lotus of Art Bosman. He is pole position in Sports Division. Pole position in the Supersport 2 is the Seat Leon Supercopa, driven by Ferry Monster. And on the outside, the Lotus 211 GT4 of Luc de Kock from Belgium. We're on board with our Bosman. There's the starting lights. They're off, and it's the Seat accelerating out. And look at the little Lotus, the orange one. It's Jan van der Kooi already picking up a few places through the grass, and it's the Lotus 211 in the lead. On board with Koen Bogaerts, the BMW 1 Series. That's Michel Schaap in the M3. Looking for a way past Ferry Monster. Oh, there's a bit of a nudge there. Ferry Monster takes the sensible way out and drops back into third. On board with Bogaerts again. Well, there's Ferry Monster. Is he going to take his place back? No, not right now. Going up the hill in the direction of Schijfvlak. Very famous corner here at Zandvoort Circuit. Separates the men from the boys, they say. Oh, Jan van der Kooi, beautiful move there. In front of him is the BMW of Koen Bogaerts coming out there. Going into the S's. Still Luc de Kock in the 211, he's leading. Fantastic fight between the BMW and the Lotus. And of course the BMW and the Lotus and the Seat. There's Ferry Monster. On board with Jan van der Kooi. The little orange Lotus Exige. A GT3 car. Oh, and a bit of a tail wag there from the BMW. Oh, it's very close there. The penultimate corner, and we've finished the lap almost here at Zandvoort Circuit. Fights all around, and it looks like the 211 is not going to keep up with the BMW. There's Schaap already pulling out. Schaap is pulling out and past the 211. And there's Koen Bogaerts looking for a way past, but it's Ferry Monster defending his third place in the Seat. And it looks like Jan van der Kooi has to be content with fourth place right now. Or is he? Because there's Koen Bogaerts. He's in third now, in fourth. Bogaerts on the outside, going up the hill again. Beautiful glowing circuit here at Zandvoort, the Dutch seaboard. Koen Bogaerts in the BMW. Jan van der Kooi trying to follow him. Bogaerts on the outside. On the inside is Ferry. Oh, that's not going to work. Oh, look at that. Beautiful move by the Lotus. A tiny, tiny gap, and it was enough for the Exige to squeeze through. And amazing drive because he takes the Seat as well. And he's now in third place behind Luc de Kock in the 211. Is there an answer from Ferry Monster? Not right now. Is there an answer from Luc de Kock? Well, he's having his hands full with the orange Lotus, and he's not going to keep that place, that's for sure. Jan van der Kooi is now in second place. There goes Ferry Monster trying to outbrake the Lotus 211. That's not going to work. Into the SS now. Accelerating out. Oh, bit of a waggle there from the Seat. Maybe some damage from the nudge at the start of the race. He's dropping back a little bit. Last corner, going on to the start-finish straight. Koen Bogaerts is backing off a little bit. He's heard that he's going to be punished for his very enthusiastic start. There is the flag, a warning. He's not really impressed though, because he takes two places here and goes past the 211, past the stricken Seat, and he's now in third. Leader is Michel Schaap in the M3. But for how long? Because there's Jan van der Kooi in the updated Lotus GT3. Fantastic little car. And like he's standing still. It's just, there's no competition between his Lotus and the M3 here on this track. Drive-through penalty for number 380. Wonder how. Oh, that's one of the Seikers. That's the Belgian Seiker there. And that's because of this little moment. Touches the BMW 1 Series, who was in second place in the sports division. And that's John van der Voort, of course, and he's out for the moment. Of course, he could recover, but lost his place. Now in first place in Sports Division. Look at this beautiful GPS black and gold livery. Art Bosman Lotus. Reminiscent, of course, of the Formula One car that was once driven by the great Ayrton Senna. On board with Koen Bogaerts. Chasing Michel Schaap, who's now in second place. So this is the fight for second place. And that's lap after lap that these two are going at it. And there's just no way Koen Bogaerts is going to pass him there. On board with Ferry Monster. He's now in a fight with Fred Kavanagh, the Sushi King in the baby blue BMW. And that's the fight for fourth place. Look at them go at it at this fantastic Zandvoort circuit. It's always fun to be here. Very technical but very fast circuit at the Dutch Western Seaboard. Koen Bogaerts trying again, Michel Schaap. And Schaap knows all about this kind of races. All about this kind of racing, I should say, because he is a well-known cup racer in the Netherlands. And he knows every inch of this circuit. He's an instructor here as well. So he's not going to make a mistake, I think. Anyway, in first place, Jan van der Kooi with the Lotus. Fantastic car. Koen Bogaerts on board with him. Oh, that's a beautiful move. He's outbraking Michel Schaap. There's no answer. Or is it? No, on the outside, no chance. Koen Bogaerts, beautiful executed move on Michel Schaap. Let's see that again. No, we're not, because it's Jan van der Kooi. He's abandoning here. It's too bad. It's hard to say, really. I think what happened is that one of the pebbles got between the belt and it broke. Well, anyway, end of the road. No power, no oil pressure. That's too bad because we were first and we could only win.
That's racing.
It's racing. That's what he said. Well, it's over for the Seeker, the Belgian Seeker as well. Beautiful car, by the way. And this one is also nice. Ted van Vliet being pushed around by one of the Seats. It's a silhouette BMW car. Anyway, back in the lead, Michel Schaap. Now with Fred Kavanagh on his bumper. Oh, it looks like both of these BMWs have used a lot of their Dunlop tires. Yes, schijfvlak here. Michel Schaap knows this very well, knows every inch of this circuit. I already said that. Knows it like the back of his hand. But Kavanagh has used most of his tires because there's the Seat. And Ferry Monster still has his score to settle with Michel Schaap. Remember the start and the nudge. Well, let's see if he can take revenge. In a gentlemanlike fashion, of course. Will he be able to pull out of the slipstream of the BMW to take the lead? You'll see it after the break. And we could only win.
Alles zat mee tot een half uur. En ja, that's racing.
It's racing. That's what he said. Well, it's over for the Seeker, the Belgian Seeker as well. Beautiful car, by the way. And this one is also nice. Ted van Vliet being pushed around by one of the Seats. It's a silhouette BMW car. Anyway, back in the lead, Michel Schaap. Now with Fred Kavanagh on his bumper. Oh, it looks like both of these BMWs have used a lot of their Dunlop tyres. Yes, schijfvlak here. Michel Schaap knows this very well, knows every inch of this circuit. I already said that. Knows it like the back of his hand. But Kavanagh has used most of his tyres because there's the Seat. And Ferry Monster still has his score to settle with Michel Schaap. Remember the start and the nudge. Well, let's see if he can take revenge. In a gentlemanlike fashion, of course. Will he be able to pull out of the slipstream of the BMW to take the lead? You'll see it after the break. Welcome back, you're watching the Dutch Supercar Challenge on Zandvoort Circuit, round number 2. It's pole position man Ferry Monster, who's muscled out by Michel Schaap in the BMW. Leader at that point is Luc de Kock in the 211, but he can't keep the lead. It's Michel Schaap taking the lead, but there's Jan van der Kooi in the orange Lotus Exige, and he takes the number 1 spot. Only to drop out of the race later on. So it's Michel Schaap being chased by Ferry Monster in the Seat, about to pull out of the slipstream. And it's the fight for second position. Koen Bogaerts is already in Tarzan corner. He's the leader in this race in the Supersport 2 class. Kavanagh is the baby blue BMW. He's on the dirty part of the track there. No traction whatsoever. And Ferry Monster goes a little bit wide, and there's Kavanagh again. Recuperating from his mistake, and now he's on the inside, taking Michel Schaap as well. Kavanagh is on the go. The Sushi King here in Holland. The baby blue BMW from JR Motorsports is doing very well, and he's on his way to Koen Bogaerts, also in a JR Motorsports car. This time it's a GTR 1 Series. Luc de Kock is dropped back to 5th place, which he has to defend against the Seeker of Bob Herber. Herber is in the Seeker and he's faster than the 211. It looks like the problems for Luc de Kock aren't over yet because he's now in 6th place. And minutes later, Bob Herber comes in for an unscheduled pit stop, and it looks like his race is over. And the same goes for Harold Wisseling in the Seat. What happened? Well, I just came out of the pit lane after taking over the steering wheel from my teammate. The car wasn't handling very well and I had to get used to it. I let a faster car pass me at Gerlach corner and took the outside line, and this was unfortunately a very slippery part of the corner, and I skidded into the tyre wall. It's not our weekend. And teammate Luca Hornsveld is not amused. Robin Monster here, getting ready to take over from his brother in the Seat Leon Supercopa. Waiting for his brother to bring the car in. Of course, there's a compulsory pit stop in the Dutch Supercar Challenge between the 25th and 35th minute of the race. The race went reasonably well, he says. There was a collision with, I think, Michel Schaap in the BMW. It was quite a big hit and it has affected the handling of the car. The tracking wasn't very good anymore, so I can't keep up with the lead car anymore. Fourth position is probably the best I can do. So let's run down the list. Jacques Groenewegen is taking over the car that was driven by Michel Schaap. Robin Monster now in the Seat. He's in fourth place. Koen Bogaerts is still leading and Fred Kavanagh in second place in the baby blue BMW. Peter van Zoelen a lonely fifth and Luc de Kok a very lonely sixth. On board with Robin Monster and he overtakes Jacques Groenewegen. That means that Robin Monster is now in third place. Art Bosman comes in for the pit stops. He's leading the race. But due to the result seconds, a number of seconds that needs to be added to your pit stop based on the top three results in the previous races of 15 seconds, he drops back to third place in Sports Division. Leader is now Guillaume Schultz in the Lotus Exige Cup. Richard van der Bos and Bert van der Zweerde in the BMW 3 Series 2.5 in second place. And Art Bosman in third after the pit stops. And it looks like Bert van der Zweerde can't keep up with the Lotus. Looks to be sliding a lot. Tyre problems for almost all the BMWs. Look at him go. Oh, there's no grip whatsoever. And he's overtaken by Art Bosman as well. So he's down to third now. Tries to follow the very quick Lotus. Under braking, stays with him. Up the hill, power enough, but not enough to keep up with the Lotus. Look at him go, pulling away. Art Bosman trying to take the lead, and he does so very easy. Art Bosman back in the lead where he was before the pit stops. Pit stop for Koen Bogaerts. Mark van der Aar taking over. And we speak with Koen.
Ja, dit is wel eventjes vergeleken met de sportdivisie vorig
jaar. Well, compared to sports division last year, this is a lot more work. The competition is very hard. In the first race, we dropped back after problems with the tires. And today it seems to be better with a great start and a good fight with Michel Schaap. It's a great spectacle for the crowd and myself. I really had a good time. So it's Mark van der Aar taking the lead, or is he? There's Fred Kavanagh in the lead. Mark van der Aar now in second place. Robin Monster is third. Peter van Zoelen is fourth. Jacques Groenewegen is fifth. And Luc de Kok in sixth. And Koen Bogaerts is trying to see what his teammate is doing. Well, he's in second place behind Fred Kavanagh. Kavanagh in the baby blue BMW. Ooh, I hope that's not the size of his gentleman's sausage. Anyway, we're back with Robin Monster, and it looks like there's a bit of a barbecue going on under the Seat. He's gesturing here that he wants the fire to be put out. Anyway, he finishes the race in seventh place, and that's six behind Koen Bogaerts and Mark van der Aar, who win this fantastic race in Zandvoort. They fought like lions, but where was Fred Kavanagh? Because he was leading, wasn't he? Well, it turns out that he suffered some gearbox problems with the baby blue BMW. So there you have it. Koen Bogaerts and Mark van der Aar. Yeah, Koen did a fantastic job taking the lead in the race. It wasn't very easy because he left me with virtually no tyres. But all I had to do was finish the race, although Kavanagh was getting closer and closer. I couldn't keep him behind me, and I was settling for second place, as I couldn't attack anymore. Luckily for us, Kavanagh's gearbox got stuck in fifth gear, and we've won the race. This is a great reward for us and the team. So let's take a look at the list. Koen Bogaerts, Mark van der win it in front of Fred Kavanaugh. Peter van Zoelen in third because of the problems that the Monster Brothers had. So Fred Kavanaugh is leading the championship after 2 races. Freddie Monster and his brother Robin in second place, only 1 point, but they have to share that with Koen Bogaerts and Mark van der. Art Bosman takes the win in sports. This is fantastic. Last year I didn't win any race, and this year in the first round I have won both races. Everything is going to plan. I even managed to overtake Bert van der Zwierde, the champion of last year. I really had to push hard. I'm really exhausted, so it's all down and very hot in the car, but it's great. A very enthusiastic Art Bosman, who takes the win in both races. Guillaume Schultz in this one in second place and Van der Bos and Van der Zwierde in third. The championship, Bosman of course in the lead, John van der Voort in second place and Rob Niemann in third. So that's it from the second round of the Dutch Supercar Challenge Zandvoort Circuit. We say bye-bye, we take the boat, we go on board, and we will see you again in Donington in a few weeks. See you then. Bye-bye.